Joining us now to talk about the year ahead, Glenn Fogel, Booking Holdings CEO. Glenn, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
What will be the game changer in terms of seeing a rebound? Is it a change in rules from governments in terms of what are people allowed to do, or is there still a need also for a change in sentiment amongst consumers?
Well, it's really both. One, right away, is safety. Do people feel it's safe to travel? Do you feel safe getting on a plane? Do you feel safe going somewhere? Of course, government restrictions, clearly that's very important, particularly for international travel. With so many restrictions, you really can't go to a lot of places internationally. So for us, it's both things, and hopefully both things, people will feel safer, and governments will feel it's safe to let those restrictions go.
Do you think once we reach that moment that it is onwards and upwards from there, or are you fearful of another downturn come winter time if cases pick up again? Or do you think once those restrictions are lifted, it's because of vaccinations and we're in the clear?
Well, I think we all know that there's a little bit of uncertainty regarding all these new variants and how well will the vaccines go against them. You know, it's a little bit of a race right now. We have new viruses coming out all the time, it's mutations, and we have vaccines. And the question will be, in the summer or in the fall, are we going to have enough vaccines to really dampen down these mutations so that, you know, we don't have to worry about somebody gets sick and we find out the vaccine didn't work? It's one of the things nobody really knows, but we're hopeful.
Glenn, what are we seeing on pricing for airlines and hotels? Is that starting to come up as demand rises and people book again, or are they still really good deals out there?
Well, there definitely are deals out there, but I would certainly urge, and of course I would say this anytime, but it's true, book now. The great thing is so much of today's inventory is cancelable. So you go to booking.com and you're looking, you know, do something in the summer, get the booking now, and if you want to cancel, you cancel, and it's free. I do see prices going in some places, and certainly we've seen some air fares going up, too, for the summer. People want to travel. Everybody's just anxious to get their lives back the way it used to be. So I would say go out there, book it now. If you have to cancel, you cancel.
Glenn, is what your website and your service offers fractionally less attractive than in normal times when demand is high because the main sellers are offering such big discounts in the first place?
Well, actually, it works a little bit differently. Suppliers obviously are desperate for demand right now. Travel is down so much so. So the suppliers, when they need more demand, they come to someone like us because we have the biggest platform of worldwide demand for travel anywhere. So they come to us hoping that they'll be able to attract the customers who come to booking.com. So it's actually a little bit of the reverse. When times are hard for suppliers like they are now, we actually are better off.
Just looking at your stock, Glenn, it's such a good indication of where investors think we're going in terms of this pent-up travel demand. Your stock got as low as 1,100 back in March. It's now trading more than 2,300, so more than a double. There's a ton of optimism. And what people are trying to figure out is it too optimistic about the return to travel or not optimistic enough? What would you say?
Well, I'd say this. I usually look to the long term, and I think travel is one of the greatest industries in the world. People are always going to want to travel, so we're optimistic about our long-term future. In terms of valuation, I let the stock pickers worry about that.
Glenn, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.